What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Kels.
And just in case you forgot, my name is Miguel Perez, and we're here back at Airplay Studios, Kelton.
Yes, sir, with our master engineer, the soundness in the background, Mr. Frank.
Killer.
Howdy, 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 y'all.
All right, and we got some guests with us today, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally!
I'll introduce Sarah. Say hi, Sarah.
Hi.
All right. She's usually a lot more conversation than that, but and also in the studio today we have I forgot her name. Elizabeth. There it is.
Wow.
My mind went blank for a second.
If looks can kill right now.
Oh, boy.
She's in the house. She's not on camera, but she's in the house, and you might see her jump in here and there. But it's
Like
been a
your
season,
producer.
Kelton. It's been a season.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been over a year and some change, at least like 15 months for sure.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on, and that's one of the things we want to talk about. A lot of changes. We have a new president.
Yes.
Love that. 2024.
Few people aren't very happy about
Yes.
that.
All right.
Yeah, we had a whole little thing whenever he walked in. He had his
Mega
representative hat on. He was so happy about it, and the first thing she said, "You're not wearing that, right?"
Yeah. A lot of changes. Everybody's working at different locations now.
Yes, sir.
So,
Thank goodness.
Kelton,
Some of us aren't working at all.
Oh yeah, there he
They
is.
got
Retired.
Frank
Frank
retired.
retired already, so he's
Yeah.
full-time Airplay. Kelton came out of the closet. I mean, hold on.
Oh,
Kelton,
wow.
Kelton got a girlfriend now. He's in a relationship.
Finally.
Sorry, they're like,
Wow.
He's in a relationship. Say hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
She's a little shy, so that's why she's off camera.
Yes.
We're a little wild. She's the calm one.
Yeah. So, but a lot of changes. Which I love change. I love when things. If the change is a better change, if it change is for improvement. I don't like
Yes.
people just change for no reason, but when there's a change for improvement, it's great.
Yes.
So we picked up again our podcast Between Two Generations.
Mm-hmm.
We have at least 60-something subscribers. I want to give a shout out real quick. I had a friend this last year, Kelton. You know about this? She passed away. She was killed in a car accident. She was one of our top viewers. She would always call me. I saw the podcast. It was great. I love this. You need to say that. You need to talk about this. And she got killed this summer, and I hate it. Yesterday was her birthday. Broke my heart. Special girl, beautiful girl. And like I said, there's been a lot of changes, and man, everything's so different.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get ready for life.
Yeah.
Because that, just like that, boom, things
And
will happen.
maybe another thing to add to that, I think, is maybe value the people while they're here.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you never know what time their demise will be.
Yeah, and it's been about a month since I talked to her, and in the middle of the night, my daughters called me and told me, "Hey, Dad, did you hear about Gina?" And I was like, "What happened?" And told me she was killed, and it just broke my heart.
Oh yeah, you were definitely affected by that. I can say from
Yeah.
my experience with it. So
Yeah, that set me back a little bit, but yeah, it's great. So, Sarah, tell us about yourself.
Whoa.
But she was really quick about shooting me on a lot of stuff earlier.
I was-
She went, boom, boom, boom. I need a Huckleberry because I'm a kid. And I was like, boom. She goes like,
I was like, crap.
Okay, how about this? We'll make it a little easier.
I was like, crap. Did I
tell
turn
us-
the mic on?
Tell us about who you are, what you like, and your profession or whatever it is that interests you.
Okay. I am a mother of two, and that's pretty much my profession. I work with kids, teenagers, and
Sounds fun.
it is. It actually
Sounds
is.
challenging.
It's not as bad as you think. I usually tend to get connected with the ones that are the bad kids, or But I am also. I've been through it, and I have teenagers that, you just have to understand. And as a parent, I feel like you get all angles of it.
Gotcha.
all right. Are you married, single, divorced, separated?
I'm single.
Single, all right.
Yes.
There goes for all you viewers. A single woman here. All right. All right.
I was gonna say, if so, we can put her Instagram at the bottom. Y'all know how to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
Snapchat. Oh, no,
Well, we'll leave a Snapchat out
Snap,
of it.
Facebook, Instagram.
Oh wow, here we go.
Yeah.
She'll have plenty of selfies.
Well, we'll put socials down here, or maybe I'll just say, yeah, right at the bottom too. You know, never know.
She'll have plenty of selfies on there. Trust me. Okay. All right.
That sounds a little creepy.
That's all it is.
So change is coming. So, but I wanted to answer a question. Think about this one. I'll go with Colton and I'll give you a second here. I'll even ask Elizabeth. So, what's one of the things that you say, you know what? I know we're way deep into the year, but what's one of the things that you said, you know what? For sure, in my life, I need to change this.
You asking me that?
Yeah, I'm asking you that.
Honestly, I think it's about to happen, but I need to change my perspective on how to successfully make more money and to do it in a way that's more appropriate. That kind of like smoother financial freedom type of thing,
So the
without
change
being
is
locked into a corporation.
So the change is what?
I guess making my own business and doing things of that nature.
Right. Is there income earning?
Kind of just more not being locked down to a company.
Now you have your own T-shirt business, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
It's been down for a little bit, but I'm getting back up. I'm actually doing a different style printing. So originally I was doing this thing called sublimation. It sucked because of two things. I can only use usually white T-shirts, and the range of shirts, like material wise, was terrible. The way I'm going about it now is it's called direct to film or DTF printing, and I can put it on anything, really. Like I can put it on jeans, I can put it on this, and it lasts way longer than sublimation, and it lasts a lot longer than screen printing.
Yeah. All right.
So it's going to be a lot better.
Okay. Well, one thing I want to really aim this year, and I've been doing it, matter of fact, and I'm proud of myself for doing it good. I want to get back into reading my Bible a lot more, and I've been doing it more at work and work. I love listening to the preachings and teachings as I drive down the road. That's one of the things I do all the time. I always put teachings and preachings. I love that. Not big into music, but the preachers and teachings, they're life changing. And I would say to myself, you know what? I need to strengthen my spiritual walk with the Lord again. And one of the things is reading, and I've been reading and reading. And the more I read, the more excited I get about it. And I'm remembering all these stories. You know, I'm big on angels. I love the study of angels. And I saw something about angels, and I started reading that. And I was like, you know what? And I'm heading in that direction. I really am. You know, and I love that. I love that. And I can feel the difference. And I'm really starting to dislike a lot of things in my life that I was like, I probably shouldn't be doing this anymore. And I'm starting to, like, in my mind, like, I need to get away from this. I need to get away from this. And I love it. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's why, like, whenever I was talking to you the other day about how we need to get together about stuff like that, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, well, those are great. Have those devotions and stuff like that.
So Miguel,
Iron sharpens iron.
you're actually ordained, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to remind our viewers of that.
Yeah, I got some. Matter of fact, I think I got 2 weddings coming up, which I've decided not to do weddings anymore. Funerals are a lot better.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Hey, weddings are 50-50 these days. I'm like, but funerals are forever. You know what I'm saying?
That they are.
That was an unexpected turn.
No.
Dark humor.
You know what? I really like funerals because people are just so open, to God at that moment.
That is
So
true.
it really gives you a chance to really
Yeah.
minister and preach and really bring the gospel across.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. People are just so open, and it's really a good
Vulnerable.
opportunity.
Yeah, something more effective than a pamphlet under a windshield
and
wiper.
Honestly, when I do a wedding, half of the things I say, people are all offended and broken and mad and rebelled, and independent women's like, we don't need no man and all that stuff like that. So like it's just you can feel that, you can see that in the people a lot of times. So I just want to kind of get away from that. But there's some people that I have marked down for sure. No matter what happens in my life, I will do their wedding. So, Sarah, what about you? What do you feel in your life that you need to change? Or are you perfect?
I mean, I'm almost there.
You almost there?
But no, something that I've been working on is living in the now and not living for the future. I feel like a lot of us wait for, when I'm with the perfect person, I'm going to be happy. Or when I have all the kids I want, I'm going to be happy. When I get married, I'm going to be happy. When I have the perfect job, instead of being happy in the moment and being happy in what you're doing now, not living for that, because I feel like you're always going to be waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing is ever perfect. And
Actually, a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Living in the now.
Definitely better than mine. I feel so small. You should have made me go first. I should have relaxed.
Well, like living in the now, like I know a lot of people that they say like, they want to be happy and they feel they can't be happy until somebody's in their life, but
Yes.
that's not true. Matter of fact, I'll give you a teaching I had a while back. But the word single has absolutely nothing to do with being in a relationship.
Right.
The word single means to be unique, to be one, to be complete, to be whole. You know what I'm saying? So actually, even if you're in a relationship, you need to be complete. You need to be whole. Because
Right.
why does people fall apart in a divorce or they lose it? It's because they weren't complete. They weren't whole.
Right.
You know, their identity was in the other person,
Yes.
and now the other person's gone. So I don't know what to do. So you always have to strive to have your completeness in you and in God.
You have to be happy with yourself.
He'll never leave. You know. So
it's like they say. I like this saying too, where they say you shouldn't try to get into a relationship to be happy. You should already be happy yourself, and they should be happy and come together to have combined happiness.
Bring
You add to
happiness.
your happiness.
There's
Bring
an
happiness.
addition.
Yeah.
It's an
Yes.
addition.
Exactly. It's like what's that saying? This person comes into your life, now my life's complete. No, your life should be complete
Right.
even without that person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's not until it's there where you're complete with or without them that it's actually you're ready for something forward.
I feel like a lot of people do have problems with that. To be
Oh,
honest.
no.
I genuinely do.
Yes.
I can see how that could be conflicts.
Because there is a difference between wanting somebody and needing somebody.
Right.
Okay, I don't need anybody. I'm great. I love my life. Friends, family, perfect. You know what I'm saying? Would I like companionship? Yes, of course. Do I need companionship? No, not really.
Like you said, if you find the perfect one, you'll marry him tomorrow.
Yeah, I will say that. Yeah.
I'll marry her tomorrow. That's his favorite thing.
I'll marry her tomorrow. So that's one of the things I did.
luck.
But let's go to Elizabeth. You're not on the camera, Elizabeth, but give us a shout out here.
Hey. No, I think one thing that I'm working on is gratitude because I feel like a lot of the times I just look at the negativity in my life and focus on that. Like I tell Kelton, I completely focus on just one thing and I'm just on it and on it and on it instead of just focusing on the gratitude and like being thankful for everything that I do have instead of wanting more and just like you just looking at the future. It's more of like the now and thank you for everything that I have.
Right.
And so that changes my view. Instead of everything negative, then I'm over here positive, like, you know what, driving, okay, I'll just let them through. Like, it's more positive, it's not as stressful, I don't worry as much, and it actually has been helping me a lot. That's something that I've been trying to work on and grow on.
Yeah, because people just focus
Definitely
on
needed better.
people just focus on things that really are not that important. You know what I'm saying? I was at work.
Yes.
Things happen, go wrong and stuff like that, and they're all worried about it. And I was like, look, nobody's gonna die. Okay?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna die. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna get fixed. We're gonna be down for a little bit. Just keep busy. Get out of the way, hide, whatever the thing may be. But some people are like, man, this needs to get fixed now. We need to get this done. We need to, and they're like really stressing over it.
Yeah,
It's
but the
like,
thing is, we all go through so much that we're all so stressed, and sometimes, again, we focus on the negativity that we don't focus on the positive, and then somebody gets upset or somebody cuts us off, and then it blows us, it like blows our top where
It's
we're
just so
not
easy
as,
to get caught up in that moment.
yes, yes.
yeah. It's like one guy
Mhm.
saw a bum walking, and he had one shoe. He's like, you only got one shoe. He's like, you lost the shoe. He goes, no, I found one.
Yes.
So you look at what you do have rather than what you don't have. And
Yes.
but honestly, a lot of people like that. They're very negative. They're
Yes.
quick to jump on the bad in life rather than the good. And I see it. And I see it a lot in relationships. I've seen it a lot in people. At work, everybody's like mad and upset and perturbed. And I'm like, why is everybody so mad?
Well, it's hard because we're trying to better ourselves.
Mhm.
So then sometimes, like, I'm really hard on myself. So whenever I see something that I need to work on, then I'm like hard on myself, and I'm just going and going, and I'm like, I'm really hard on myself, and it's something that I'm trying to work on, and I feel like a lot of people are like that. So
Yeah.
it's just you
Okay.
focus on that.
So what do you do? So what are you doing to make your situation better, Sarah?
Honestly, I'm trying to catch whenever I am into that, whenever I am in that mood, because honestly, I am that person. I can be that person that I get too wrapped up in that situation that I'm in or whatever my thoughts are, and I'm trying to find a way to just get myself out of it and actually realize, like, okay, and sometimes it takes my kids to tell me, like, Mom, why are you so angry? Why are you so mad? So, because sometimes I'm so used to it. It's the season that I'm in, maybe, that you just get so caught up in that moment
Kinda
that you forget to,
hyper-focused.
yes, and you don't see anything else but that. I do have road rage. You know, I am that person.
I was
you
going
got
to say the
picked me
same
up.
thing because I was on the way over to what was it,
Everybody
lunch, and I
does
was like, I
nowadays.
want
Yes.
So-
Everybody.
See, and mine is more of I just want to get from point A to point B, and I you know, I know where I'm going. I just want to get there, and I don't want to have any trouble. And I think that's more. I just focus on A to B, and when there's something that goes wrong, that's when I go.
See, but the thing is, to me, that's life. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's the world perspective of we just want it to be this way. Oh,
Right.
and it has to be here, and it has to go from A to B. But life it goes from A to Z to Y to R, and then here and here. Like we're going through all of these
Right.
things that. To me, that's where our view needs to change as to where, oh, you cut me off. Oh my gosh, then I'm gonna cut you off and flip you off, and then exchange
It
words, and
sounds
then
like Sarah.
all
yeah.
of these things. Oh, wow.
And it is.
Hell no, that
it
sounds
is.
like me, honestly.
That's why I said I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm good.
But
I'm
then a
working on it.
perspective of like switching that and like, you know what? Just go ahead. Just
I think a
I'm
lot of
gonna
that
let
has
it be
to do with
and
control.
leave it be.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of
Yes.
people have issues with trying to control so much, and I know personally I have that issue. Like I want to make sure that
Mm.
everything in my environment is the way I need it to be,
Right.
and I feel like sometimes I put myself in positions like that where if I'm out of control, it's uncomfortable and I don't
Mhm.
like it, and I think that kind of comes in with that idea. Because if you think about it, people whenever they lose control of an environment, they get uncomfortable, puts them in anger, frustration, and all these things to kind of make them not act the way that they need to, or even act out of their character.
Right.
And so I feel like that's a big part of that too.
It is, and you know, a lot of it has to do. It's like you said. I feel like everything that we said goes into it. You know, having a job that's gonna make you happy, or being in somewhere that you're gonna be happy, being more involved in the Bible, and you know, praying and being at peace.
Mhm.
Because honestly, that's the only way that you get peace.
Oh yeah. Because at work, they're caught on to me. Some people call me hermano, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, the Lord's gonna give us a good day. The Lord's gonna fix that. No way, the Lord help us out. The Lord give us wisdom. So they caught on to like, man, you say that a lot. I say, yeah, because it's because of Him. You know,
Right.
He's in control, not
Yeah.
us. You know, so
And the fact that you have to continuously like remind other people, because some people may not have that trust.
Right.
They'll be like, oh, well, yeah, but I've got it again, the control thing, I guess, where like they're like, oh, I have to do it and I have to get it done, but you're like, sometimes you gotta let go and allow God to do what He needs to do, and He's gonna take care of it regardless.
So it's a great scripture in the Bible called "Renew the mind and create in me a new heart." We have to renew our mind. We have to renew our thinking. Like this one
Right.
guy, he's just focused on so many people, and I was like, "Why are you focused on people? There's people are in different levels of life. Okay,
Mhm.
you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Most people are, in 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a 5, 6 in life, I need to connect people that are 7, 8, 9 because they're gonna be able to take me to another level in life. You know
Elevate
what I'm saying?
you.
They're gonna be able to bring increase. So I find people like that, and I connect to them, and they're gonna help me to grow. But what people do is they're a 5 and they focus on 4s and 3s and 2s, or they connect with 5s, and that's why they never change or never have the ability or the knowledge or understanding to go to another level.
I
You know
feel
what I'm
like that's what
we were talking about that the
relationships
other
too.
day. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like that goes with relations. I'm sorry, it just popped up because like a lot of people they see something shiny, but that shiny is a 3 and they're a 5, and so it brings them down, especially in toxic relationships or people that just like are so negative. How I was talking to Elizabeth earlier about how some people don't see it the same way, and it's kind of weird because you get people that really really like focus about what I see in that first part of the relationship, like you say, after the first 6 months, you know who that person is.
Yes.
They can't hide it anymore. And so, like, you can get that little version of them, but eventually they're going to change. Eventually it's going to be. So you also have to be good at reading people and kind of watching and pay attention because those people that act like 6s and 7s, maybe because they've got this little shiny, like we say, the kids, they attach the first shiny thing they see. They want it because it's shiny and it's fun. But sometimes we have to pull them away from it because it's not good for them. It's a bad situation. It's the same with relationships, I think.
But I feel like I also like you said, like y'all are going by numbers. Sometimes a 3 can go for a 5, and that 5 will pull you to a higher number.
And you want
know?
that.
Yes.
You want to go for the higher number because you want to I'm here, you're over there. I want to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like this guy I was talking about, very could be very negative, and he's like, "Well, so and so does this, so and does that." I said, "What will you rate him in life between 1 and 10?" I always use this principle. You yourself, he calls himself, I'm a 7. I'm a 7. Okay, what do you think that guy is? I think he's a 3. Okay, then why does he affect you? Why even pay attention? If he's a 3, he's beneath you,
Yeah.
and his understanding of life is low.
Yeah, you
So,
don't want to go something that you don't
so-
want to connect with people that are below
Yeah, I
your
don't
level.
have-
You want someone that's
I
above.
don't have time for 3s. I don't have time for 4s. I don't have time for 5s. I'm an 8, so I'm looking for 9s and 10s. And the 7 don't bother me because his thinking is not where I'm at, so I leave it alone. So the people that are 5, like I said, I want a 9-10 because they can bring me up, and I want them. But the problem is we don't connect with those kind of people.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's
I feel
hard to
like-
because they're in completely different environments if you think about it. Because you're it's like you're looking for a person that is, let's say, a successful person. Like they say, always you want to have millionaire friends. I always think I'm like I need a millionaire friend
Yeah,
because
but true do.
because like they're
You
in a
need a
different
sugar daddy.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Yes, that's right.
They're gonna put me on a different mentality. But the thing is I'm looking for those people. Like say we'll say for instance, if I go to the bar, I'm not gonna find millionaires at the bar
No.
because most of them don't do that stuff.
Well,
they don't party
actually,
and they don't
they do, but they do it
A whole
But
different
not-
social
right.
not
because
at the
they go
bars
to
we're
happy
going.
hour. Yes, but they go to
That's
happy hour, a good happy hour to where they can, from 4 to 7.
Yeah.
Here, and then by the time 7 comes, okay, I'm done drinking. Then I go home, get business done, go home, go to sleep at a good time, wake up
Yeah.
at a good time, get back to business.
You're right.
So that's the thing. It's like millionaires do go
But
drinking,
they're
and they
not
go
in the
do
same
that stuff.
environment. The people are like say, you know how like whenever people go out, they go out at like, 7, 8, or 9, and they're out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Those millionaires are out there.
No.
And
Not
if
at
they
all.
are, they're probably just blowing off some steam, and that's like a 1 in a million
no,
chance
no.
of finding somebody.
They're mad at that.
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh, completely.
I connected with somebody one time, very sharp individual, and he told me, you know what, if you want to make good connections, go to the high-end hotels
Mhm.
Yes.
around their happy hours, and go lay a $100 bill with the waiter, the bartender, just sit there, and you'll
Yes.
make some good connections with people, and they're thinking their ideas because they're on business there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they're there, and that's all they want to talk about. That's all, and you just take in as much as you can
Absorb.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick
that's
their
what it's like.
brain.
That's actually a
yeah.
really smart idea.
No, it is.
It
You
really
know what I'm
is.
saying? Because I had a company years back, and I remember I used to stay at real nice hotels, and I used to connect with some good people, and their knowledge and their thinking and their ideas was so different from the people I normally was around. Loved it. You know what I'm saying? Took in so much. And we talked about this the other day, matter of fact, because he's talked about starting a business. I want to go back into business. Frank, has his business Airplay. But one of the things we wanted to do is like, let's sit down, let's get together, get a pencil and a pad, and let's talk, and let's just share visions and share dreams.
Have
And
a
this is what I
business
want to
meeting.
do, and have
Yeah.
a business meeting.
A
And
vision
the only,
board.
yeah, and the only thing that we can't do is bring that negative person that's gonna say, yeah, but, but's not allowed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
what I was saying to that is there is a but to that. I feel like, but not in a negative connotation. You have to use if we're gonna say but why don't we try this? Why don't we do better? That's the only way a but should ever be involved.
No, buts I'm talking about is like,
Yeah.
but it's hard, or what? But what about
Those
this?
negative
but,
thinking.
yeah, just
Yeah.
negative.
But I
thinking.
don't think we can. But what if this happens? Like, okay, that's fine. We'll get to there when we get there.
And
Type of situation.
I can't be around them type of people. It's not good to be around them. Type of people.
Hand wringers.
Yeah, it's it's like, but there's some people I will not be. I don't want to associate with, and that's not a negative thing. People say like, oh, you think you're too good.
No.
Yeah, you know what I am. Bingo, I am. You know what I'm saying? Because they're here, and I don't want to be there no more. I want to be up here. You
Well,
know what
I
I'm saying?
see I think that's more of the lines. I see my worth.
Yeah.
I know where my value is and what I bring to the table, and I see what you're bringing to the table, and it's not gonna work together. This
To
is
me,
not
it's a
gonna.
growth thing.
Yeah.
A growth because, again, like, you want to grow, you want to put yourself with not like-minded people, but again, like somebody who's on a higher level. That way they can bring into you, okay, then
That's
I can,
right.
yes, surround myself with them. They're going to breathe into me. You kind of can put in some input, and there's business ideas going and all of that, and just
Connection is very
Yes.
important. Even the Bible says bad company corrupts good character. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you that people that are bad company will corrupt you.
Yeah.
They'll mess you up. They'll mess up your thinking. And I've seen it, man. It's easier to pull somebody down than to
completely.
pull
But
somebody
yeah, I
up.
was gonna say there was a
Completely.
video I seen of this guy explaining to I believe it was his granddaughter, and she was standing up on the thing, and he was like try to pull me up, and she was like, a little girl. I think she was like probably like 16 or so. She's trying to pull up, and then he goes, watch this, and just one hand it just barely pulled her, and she fell down. And he was like, this is how life is. It's easier to put people down than to pull people up. But that you know the worth of it, trying to pull someone up because of how much effort it takes.
Mhm.
So you know that the end game is worth that.
Yeah. So
That's
connect. So you know what? I like that word connect. We need to connect with people
Mhm.
that are gonna take us up in life, not bring us down. Mhm.
See, I guess I'm the odd one out here because I guess I like to be Bob the Builder. You know, I like to fix things.
Hold on. We'll use the right word. She likes to be independent.
Well, I guess I connect with all types of people, and I connect with people that maybe are a 3 or a 2 and a 1, but I guess I like to think that I can fix them, and maybe that's why my relationships haven't worked. You know, it's just
That's fair.
I would like to say I want to connect with somebody that's higher. I connect, like I said, I connect with everybody, but I also do take in those strays, you know, that nobody wants because they're those negative people. Because I know I can be that negative person sometimes, and I know that everybody needs a person.
I can somewhat agree to that because I don't mind working with people that I'm not gonna say beneath me, but working with people that are struggling. They want to do better. You want to do better? Okay, we'll
Yeah,
connect.
right.
'Cause you
However-
can't force them to do it.
However, if I tell you, okay, we're gonna connect every week at 5:00, we're gonna meet here. Okay, and they don't show up, or they show up late. Okay, then don't.
Well, the
don't-
thing is, that I
you know
think
what
it's an effort thing.
Yeah,
because
you have to show me
if
your part.
you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah,
In
it
that
is.
situation, you can't force somebody to do better if they don't want better for themselves.
Mhm.
Right.
And that's where you have to, I guess in your situation, you have to see that before it becomes bad.
Right.
And I feel like that would be probably a little hard for you. But it's like, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just saying because you're so used to, because you care so much about people and you're trying to see the better side of them. And you see something in them that they don't see in themselves. But
Right.
sometimes you're only seeing what you think you see. And you have to take in consideration that and say, okay, they're not going to do this. There's nothing that I can do that's going to change the situation. So, you know what?
And
I'm gonna let you go back into the world the way you want to be.
See, and I like to believe that. I mean, I've seen it. You know, I've seen people grow. I've seen people. You know, maybe they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I have seen people grow from a 1 to a 5. You know, and that's why I always connect with those people as well because I would like to connect with somebody that wants to bring me up, and I want to connect with those people so I can bring them up.
And like I said, I agree. I just think they need to be in that position to want to do better. And the problem is a lot of people don't. So
Right.
how can you feed the hungry when you yourself haven't even eaten? So
Well,
in
but
order
the
for
thing
me, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
In order for me to be somebody to be able to help somebody, I have to be strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I'm battling and I'm trying to help somebody who's battling, that's a bad or difficult situation to be in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just the thing is with her situation, it is a little bit different because she works with teenagers. So a lot of the times, like most of them are going through hard times. Like most of them are going through so many things that she just wants to help. She wants to be there for them and be that person who sometimes not everybody's there for them, but she can at least be that, you know. So to me, that's it is a little bit different in her situation. But
Are you in youth ministry?
Am I what?
Are you in youth ministry?
No, I'm not. But
she
honestly,
works in
like
high school.
I could.
Yeah, she really could.
I could.
And she's amazing for it, you know,
it-
because she
it's-
can help them grow and actually be there because again, sometimes the parents aren't there.
Yeah.
And that's where she steps in.
And that's I feel like that's another reason because I was that teenager myself
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't have that support, and so I'm that support. But I do that with teenagers. I do that with adults. You know, I have learned to be that person, which can be exhausting.
No,
at
I can't.
times.
I worked with years back. I'm a little older than I think everybody here. So, but other than Frank,
Little bit.
other than Frank got
There's a reason. There's
Frank
a
has a
reason why
season.
this is called Between Two Generations.
Yes,
Just
yes,
saying.
yes. But back in my early 20s, I ran a gang ministry there in Plainview, Texas. Very successful. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't do anything with these kids. They're like, I was like, we can do a lot with these kids. They just need they need a leader.
Right,
And I
yes.
picked up a real strong ministry called Sons of Thunders and did real good for many years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it was very hard on me. And at that time I was married. It was very hard on my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and then the more you have, the worst. And I had a big group, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it got real stressful for us. So you have to be strong in order to be able to be, because you're taking on their burdens and you
Yeah.
have your own.
Yeah.
And you really need to be a person that gets a hold of God, strong in the things of the Lord, fasting, prayer, because you're taking on all the spirits that they're battling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Which-
I get it, you know.
Which, speaking of, fasting, at the beginning of this year, I was fasting. And that really does change the way that you behave. It really does change your mentality. It changes the
It's
way
like a
that
cleaning
you.
of
Yes,
everything, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's just a full.
it is. It really is. And honestly, I feel like I was more at peace then than I am now. It just, I feel like everything has to be balanced for everything to work.
Yeah.
That's a good point, honestly. I do like the idea of change, though. It is really good. Because, I mean, if people that actually want to change decide to make that direction of change, it really brings out a lot in other people as well. So say in your situation, you want to better people. They see you changing, they see you growing. It kind of helps them see the possibility of doing better a little easier on them, I feel like once you create an environment that is good for growth and good for healthy growth,
Right.
and healthy boundaries, healthy understandings, and things of that nature, it really makes people see it like, oh, this is not what I think it is. Because a lot of people are scared of change.
Right.
They get in comfortability. They get in that sense of like, I don't want to do this. It's a little scary, But the thing is like how I like what Will Smith said about like the jumping out of an airplane. He's like, you have that fear right before you get there. You're worried. You're stressed. You're anxiety filled, and then you jump, and all that's gone. And it's the most beautiful experience you ever experienced.
Right.
And it's like that's what that is. You jump into change, and you hear all these people say, "Oh, well, it's not the end goal; it's the journey there." It really is, because once you start that change, it brings so much around into a really good, tight knit community. Like me and him, whenever we first got together, they already put us against each other, did they not?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So like,
I mean, they're telling me he's a jerk, he's a punk, he's this, he's that. I'm like,
you
no.
still tell me that.
I saw it right away.
But
For
like,
sure.
Is it
but
gay?
like
Okay,
they turn. Oh,
Wow.
he only thinks that because I used to like make him uncomfortable with the comments, but I digress.
Yeah.
But like, we had those situations where we already had this idea of who the other person was because of other people.
Right.
But as soon as we got an environment that was, I guess, more nurturing and more open to bettering each other, we realized the truth. We realized the potential within each other as well.
Right.
So we gained not only a good coworker, but I gained a good friend.
Right.
And we end up, we do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
We've had our ups and our downs, but through it all, I think that growth created a great relationship that has made not only me grow, but also I feel him as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Grow old. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Wow.
So
He
here's
cannot.
here's the deal on this, and we got not sidetracked, but it went liver because what I wanted to focus on was the me and the you and the you and the you. So what we're talking about is the result of somebody's already being built. Now that I'm built, now I can help others get stronger.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And but the one thing I want to focus on is the us. What are we gonna do to make it stronger? Because and if you don't, let me give you a perfect example. In the Bible, Paul saw, he converted.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says he immediately went out and started ministering. However, I did more study on that, and he didn't immediately go out. He sat down for 3 years, learning from the disciples and the other people. In 3 years, they built him up so strong that when he finally did go out, man, he was one of the most impacting men there was in the
A
Bible.
force
He
to
was
be
wrote.
reckoned with.
Yeah. So you do have to take that season to better you, to strengthen you, to get understanding, to get clear, and that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
That's the part, and in order to do that, we need to connect with people that are at a higher level to get strong. Once you're strong, then you're able to pick up a disciple here and there because it's actually that's what it is. It's picking up disciples. Now I'm going to reproduce myself in you.
I like
You know
it.
what I'm saying? And that's our goal. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
just like I say that with my kids. I'm like, I've said that multiple times. I'm like, I have to be good to make sure that my kids are good.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in a bad state of mind and I'm angry or frustrated, I'm not gonna benefit them in any way because I'm bringing anger to the table, and
It's loving yourself.
yeah, and they're gonna be like, oh, I see anger.
Yeah.
But if I'm able to come to them on the same level of understanding that I try to give myself, which I'm a little hard on myself, but I can give them that same. They'll take more from it, and they'll learn and grow more from that experience than just being like,
Yeah, because you'll reproduce who you are, not who you want. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids, they don't curse. At least not around me, because they know I don't. I don't talk like that, and I don't like people talk like that. You know how I feel about that.
absolutely. Yeah.
So if they slip, they're like eyes open pop because they know Dad's about to say something. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Hiding.
But I've seen a lot of time. I see a kid cuss and their parents like, I told you little beep 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 because of beep beep beep. I was like, oh god damn, So they hear it. How could you tell them what to do when you yourself are doing it?
Yeah.
I don't want you to smoke. Don't be smoking. Don't be smoking.
Lead by example.
Always freaking popping cigarettes. It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? You reproduce who you are, not who you want. If I want my kids to be strong in the Lord, I was in church every Sunday, and they were in church every Sunday.
Yeah.
They're grown. They already go to church on their own.
Yeah.
See,
It's
but
that.
We're visual
doesn't-
learners.
but
We're
it
not.
doesn't-
We're visual learners. So what we see is what we learn. Not
But-
what you tell us.
But it, like you said, your kids went to church every Sunday. We went to church all week.
Every Sunday.
All
Mm.
week. It was a daily thing. We had
Yeah.
church Monday through Friday. No, Sunday through Friday. And
Prayer.
everybody
yeah.
grows up differently.
Yeah,
Everybody
life
reacts
groups, youth
differently.
night, prayer.
We're different.
Right.
We're different with each other. Like, we can hang out and our parents don't know this version.
Right.
But we're completely different with our parents.
Right.
So that, to me, that is a problem because then I'm different from, I'm different. I act different with my parents than who I really am.
Well, I think that's
And
honoring.
that's because, well,
I feel that's hiding.
yeah.
No, I think that's
Because
honoring.
And
My dad and my mom.
maybe
there's a
respect.
certain respect. There's a certain
That's
respect,
honor.
but at the same time, I can't be myself and who I want to be with my parents and them respect it. So to me, it's a respect thing. Like, they should be able to be who they are in front of me, and I should be able to be who I am in front of them, cussing and everything. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna do things that I don't agree with, and I'm gonna do things that they don't agree with. But that's okay because there's love. And there's a mutual respect. It's a relationship. As I will respect your decisions, you respect mine.
No.
And
You had a lot to be kind of like, okay.
That's
I was
good.
like, you with your parents or your kids with you?
But that's the generations. That's the difference of generations because that is our generation.
Because-
You're
okay,
at
so-
a different generation. You're more, honestly, no offense, but you're more of a generation of my
Our
parents,
parents.
and that's why you believe
God,
that
man.
way.
No. It's the old school mindset.
It's not a-
Did I hear a bubble pop?
I don't think it's a mindset on that kind of thing. I think it's a biblical standard. You know what I'm saying? And respect. Okay, respect and honor are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I honor my parents. You know what I'm saying? But respect, it's a different level. When I was younger, I respected them. What they say goes. Yes, sir. No, sir. Like that. As I grow up, I'm an adult, and I could do things whether they like it or don't.
Yeah.
But I will honor them because they're my parents. You know what I'm saying?
I think what this is my perspective too is like I think like in front of them I'm going to act in accordance to show them a little more respect in their household. But see, I'm gonna do what I want regardless of what my parents think.
You're an adult.
And I'm not going to disrespect them blatantly in front of them, but I'm not going to
Hide yourself.
exactly
Mm.
because my parents know who I am. Like, my mother knows exactly the man that I am. My father knows exactly the man I am. And they raised me. They created me. And so if they don't like something that I do, it's something that was either created by them and their instructions, so a fault at their own. And that's why, like, with my kids, I try to be so intentional with the things that I do and why I instruct certain things, because there is things that I want them to have that I didn't have. Maybe more on the lines of structurally, because I feel like kids that grow up in discipline and structure, they do good. But if you give them overbearing, they're gonna rebel. There's no changing that, because it's like I as a man, my job is to do what I need to do to be responsible and correct, right? My dad did the same thing for himself. But the way he views things as correct, the way I view things as correct are two different things. And the world changed. And unfortunately, in your generation, so to speak,
Sometimes the parents don't.
yeah, your generation ideals and your thought processes are still kind of old school, which is fine because it still works for you. But in the world that I live in, it's a lot different. So I have
But
to
I think
change.
old school values are great. For
Well, I
example,
don't disagree with
in my
that.
season,
Yes.
we didn't have men thinking they're women, women thinking they're men. It
Well,
didn't happen, right, Frank?
You're right. There is a lot.
Now
of
this
great,
season, this thinking, this
I
new
think
way of
there's a
thinking,
lot of great things. in
children are confused left and right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there's a lot of great things in y'all's generation that I think that was lost in our generation. But the thing is like, there's also things that grew and got better in our generation that
Yeah.
your generation falls behind on because you're still thinking in the way that it was, like say for the 80s, is completely different than 2020. Way different. The way that people talk, the way that people walk, the way that people see things, the way that the
Dress.
technology has advanced. I mean, shoot, just like you made a comment earlier, you're like, yeah, you get on the phone, you just go straight to Google. Hey, to you, that's not useful, but for me, that is the most. I have literally a supercomputer on tap. I can look up anything I want to,
Yeah.
get any information, and grow from that. Versus you're used to analog.
Not being able to do that.
I'm used to more
Analog
advanced.
is king.
Well, with
Well, I-
with this, I can agree with. With this, I do agree. But
But I feel like we grew up like right in the middle. We are at that age that we grew up right in the middle. We grew up
Mhm.
without technology. When we were little, we didn't have phones or
Mhm.
any of that. But
But then we were able to experience
Yeah.
it
I
in
mean,
teenage
I'm
years
older
and
than
middle
Google,
school.
so
Yes.
It came in. That channel came in.
That's
I was already
crazy
live. We were
still.
like, now you probably got more like intrigued by it and studied it and did it, and they made it part of a curriculum in school.
yeah,
Where I just got it and like, oh, the phone's
exactly.
on.
But that's what I'm saying. The growth there, we have access to other things, and our
I think we're more
situation grows.
susceptible to growth.
Well,
Yeah.
However, I think we're chasing rabbits. We chased a lot of rabbits.
Uh-huh.
We got off the subject. It was about connection and bettering ourselves, and we end up in parenting and stuff like that.
Hey, that's how this conversation
But
works.
we'll focus on that one on the next podcast. But ladies
Yes,
and
sir.
gentlemen, Sarah, love you. Thank you for being with us. You're going to
Oh,
continue being
man.
with us in our next session, right?
sir.
Elizabeth.
Hey,
Kelton?
I got one thing that I want to ask
What's that?
real quick because I feel like we skipped it.
What?
I want to ask what this
Oh, Frank. That's
Frank's
right. That's right.
Frank's what he's gonna change this
Yes.
year.
I'm sorry, Frank. I totally forgot about you.
Oh, that's all right. It's this year I decided not to do any resolutions. I retired from resolutions.
I've been there, done that.
No, I did retire. I retired as of January, and there's stuff around the house, and of course this studio is a big investment and venture for me. So a lot of streamlining. Workflow is everything. When you get inspired, you don't want something to jump in and interrupt. It's bad enough when something isn't working and breaks your stride, but when it's all flowing good and all working good, it's a magic to behold. So that's what I want to dive into now. Before anything I wanted to do, I could do a little this weekend, and then I'd have to wait till the next weekend. Now I can go to bed and wake up with the same inspiration. You just get on it.
It's what they call being in the zone.
The sky's
Yeah.
the limit for Frank right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Right now, I'm in a great position. I'm grateful, and I'm not going to go around and eat the acorns and not thank the tree. You know how I feel about this. So, and one thing I was going to say before I parted, I've been quiet, but it was a good discussion on the kids. But one thing we need to remember is, at my age, I've seen a lot of kids grow up. I've seen a lot of them come go, and kids rarely become what they're never exposed to. Okay?
That is true.
So if you're not exposed to some of the things that we're exposed to today, maybe they wouldn't consider that as an option. And that's why there's children and there's adults. Adults are exposed to different things, and we try, and we've always, and it's been a successful tactic. It comes to parenting judgment. You need to watch what we're exposed to, and sometimes we're exposed to too many things. They don't become what they're not exposed to. If they don't see it, they're not going to become it.
Because children are How do you even
That's
say
the only
this?
time they learn.
Yes,
It's like you're
ever.
saying, you know, they're only going to do. It doesn't matter what.
Anonymity.
It doesn't matter what culture or mindset you take on child raising. They're gonna do what you do. Doesn't matter what you say.
But I feel like you can't shelter them. And
No,
the
you don't want
only
to be
way
a
you can do
helicopter
that-
parent by any means.
The only way you can do that and keep them from everything is homeschooling them.
Yeah.
And keeping them off
Yeah.
of
Respect
all social
communities.
media.
Respect
keeping
and
them off
trust
of
go a lot
everything.
longer than you think about, and the calendar fixes more things than you ever will. If you put respect and trust in your child and they return that, they don't obey you
Yes.
because they're afraid of the whooping. They obey you because they'd be
Right.
you'd be disappointed in
That
them.
is true.
It hurt them. This is where they build their esteem. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry I sidetracked this.
No,
I want
no,
to
you're
say
good.
that our guests today made this a lovelier studio. They're very kind people. I've been listening to them, and I'm glad to have both of you here today.
All right.
Oh, you guys, yeah. We're just back to the grind.
I appreciate
Uh,
that.
It's just so nice to have the guests, and I want to make sure
Yes.
that we.
No, it was wonderful having them. And,
Yes,
just in
absolutely.
case you forgot, my name is Miguel Perez.
My name's Kels.
Ladies,
I'm Sarah Marina.
Elizabeth.
Frank.
Good old Frank.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Godspeed, y'all.
God bless.